Good morning, Morning Musings by Melinda. Today we're going to talk about spirit teams, spirit guide teams. What's your spirit guide? How to connect with your spirit guide. James Van Praagh wrote a book called Wisdom of Your Spirit Guides, which is a great book for you to have in regards to connecting with your spirit guides and what that means. When I was a kid, as a Catholic kid, we used to say prayers at night that would say, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, God bless this bed that I sleep on. If I should die before I wake, I pray to Lord my soul to take. And also as a Catholic kid, we were taught that saints could intercede for us. The Virgin Mother could intercede for us. Good morning, Debbie Marie. And so, there were kind of built-in things about understanding, realizing, recognizing, and processing through our spirit guides as Catholic that we had other ways of connecting to the other side, to heaven, and so on. So, there's different types of spirit guides that you may have. Some people believe that aliens are their spirit guides. Lee Carroll wrote a book called The Cryon Material. He was invited to the United Nations with that book, and he was supposedly channeling something that was, from the other realms. Norma Milanovich wrote a book called We the Arcturians. She believed that her spirit guide was St. Francis of Assisi, also known in metaphysical circles as Cthulhu. So there are all kinds of different spirit guides that we have. Thank you for that, Jamie. All kinds of spirit guides that we have throughout our life. I, for example, have a particular spirit guide that will help me with my readings. But I also believe this particular spiritual guide is someone that helps me with my life. So he kind of plays a dual role. But in the past, I have worked with a little angel named Zara. That was the very first spirit guide I ever connected to when I was a kid, like in my 20s. When I took an automatic writing class. And then I used to channel a little angel called Alexa. And hello, Dee's little 11-month-old granddaughter. I feel like you're a crystal child. Crystal children are emotionally mature and spiritually mature, and it feels like you've got beautiful, beautiful eyes. Thank you, Dixie. I like starting my day out with you, too. So, sometimes you have angel guides. There are different types of guides that we use. There are life guides that help us with, our life purpose, our life focus. There are gatekeeper guides that keep our Akashic records, which means the records of who we were in past incarnations, and our linear, which is the best way we can explain it on the earth plane, of lifetimes that we have. We have teacher guides, we have timing guides, we have karmic guides. We have guides for creativity. We have guides for protection. We actually have guides that can be spirit animal guides. But, we definitely have at least a team of 3 guides, and guides can come and go per our vibrational frequency in life. Now, I do not like I'm a higher vibration and you're a lower vibration, because I really think that's bullshit. I think that here on the earth plane, we work with our vibrational frequency the best that we can. But I also understand that as we begin to process and balance and move into a place where we're in non-judgment and spiritual energy, our vibration may change in such a manner that we have a new guide given to us, okay? I'm going to answer that question, Megan, in just a second. So your spirit guides are very important. Sometimes they're that little voice in your head that says, wouldn't you like to turn here rather than there? Or please don't do that. Or that person isn't good for you. And sometimes we ignore those little voices and march along and do our own thing, because your spirit guide can never, ever interfere in your free will. And that's why I have a hard time at times with the idea that our loved ones, a brother, sister, mother, father, spouse is a spirit guide. I do believe that our loved ones hang with us from the other side and certainly do what they can to protect us and love on us and give us positive energy and all of that. But because it would be very difficult for them to not interfere in our free will, I kind of think they're a different type of guidance system, if that makes sense to you. So even though I do think Annie Kagan's book, The Afterlife of Billy Fingers, which is supposedly channeled from her brother to her, is a good one. Anyways, now I've given you a couple books to go back and review this so that you can look at that, okay? Your guides will talk to you in all kinds of ways, in synchronized ways. They'll be the voice in your head. Sometimes you can have an angel guide. There's a really great book called Ask Your Angels by Alma Daniel, Timothy Willie, and Andrew Raymer that I like, that talk about the difference between what an archangel is and what another angel is, etc. So we definitely can have angel guides. We can have human beings that have been incarnated and are done with their incarnation process and have come back into the realm of the earth plane from the etheric in order to guide us. And they can be, a lot of times people believe that there are Native American guides that come to us from shamanistic and days prior. And I think that's just great too, because I do believe that's a highly spiritual culture, and that the Native Americans had a great understanding of spirituality. But I'm in judgment, and it bugs me when a white person changes their name to Susie, Feather Lady. I don't know, just stick with the name that you've got. Anyway, that's a different story on spirit guides. So here's how you connect with your spirit guides and your spirit team. First of all, you have to ask clearly, okay? And, ask for that sign. And a sign could come in many, many ways. Create a sacred space in order to meditate with your spirit guides so that you're doing it in the same place every single time. Do not be attached to the outcome, because our attachment is ego and it gets in our way. During meditation, you ask clearly and you're unattached to the outcome, and you're in a sacred place, okay? Ask for that sign. Create a ritual. Maybe you want to write a little bit of a note to your spirit guide and put it under your pillow, or put it in a sacred box. Do intuitive writing, which is either inspirational writing or automatic writing. After you meditate, kind of start writing. Listen, pay attention to your dreams. Make sure you're using those 3 keys of life that we've talked about before: affirmation, visualization, meditation. Listen to your spirit guide. Can you imagine how frustrating it would be if you kept saying the same thing over and over to somebody and they ignored you? Pretty soon you just say, okay, it's your free will. If you want to fall in that pile of crap, go do it. And so you have to listen. And so I also think, I don't know, I have to check with Jackie, but I also think I have on YouTube a meditation to connect with your spirit guides. So, like a process that leads you that way. So I'll ask her to put that link up, and so that you can connect with it. So remember, you have a team of spirit guides. Remember that they're with you from birth. Remember, they can be angels or archangels. They can be saints. They can be avatars. I was doing a meditation with a group once, and I had everybody meet their spirit guide. And after everybody came out of the meditation, I said, well, does anybody want to tell me who their spirit guide was? And there was silence for a few minutes. And then finally, a woman raised her hand. And I was like, yes, Ellen, who is your spirit guide? And she said, well, I hate to say this. I'm so embarrassed to say this, but it was Jesus Christ. I said, well, Ellen, that's awesome. She said, but I'm Jewish. And I said, so is he. So don't be afraid of what your spirit guide is, okay? Don't be afraid if you see an angel or, whatever. Remember, nothing evil comes from the other side. That's all our imagination. Our egos get in the way of spirituality a lot. So, that's something that you have to be aware of. Okay, so again, there are lifetime guides, gatekeepers, teacher guides, timing guides, karmic guides, creative guides, protection guides, spirit animal guides. Create a sacred space, ask for a sign, ask clearly, be unattached to the outcome, meditate, do intuitive writing, pay attention to your dreams, affirm, and watch for signs. Have a great day.